Welcome back, my friends. Since the live video I did on Fortune's Favor has gotten a lot of views, I wanted to do one for the channel where I can explain the mode and then also kind of show what led to a little bit of a paradox for me. And before we get into all that, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill, the YouTube algorithm, it's important, the graphic, yeah. Okay, now, Fortune's Favor. You start with a 4 or 5 cost champion. Notice I started this match with a Leona. You don't normally have a Leona at 1-2. So, yeah, that's how it starts. Then throughout the match, you are visited by the Golden Bun, who drops these orbs with insanely powerful items, such as Ornn items, or possibly duplicators, magnetic removers, tactician's crowns, etc., etc. With the exception of starting off with a 4 or 5 cost champ and the Golden Bun dropping tons of orbs, it plays exactly like a regular ranked match, so you're getting the same augments and you have to pay attention to econ, etc. as you're going, as you try to make just a ridiculously overpowered team. As you can see in this point, I have the mech, 5 mechs, 4 aces, so I'm hoping that Draven is going to be able to take out an opposing team. But when we finally get into the match, it's this. We find sitting on the other side a 3-star Urgot who is just going to be able to say goodbye to the entire team in effectively, 7 seconds? So for those of you who joined the live stream, you know that I tried to spend the rest of my time trying to create a comp like this, but that requires a ton of luck along with getting the champ right off the bat. And while I came close a couple of times, including this match with a 3-star Vayne, 3-star Samira, 2-star Urgot, and 4 aces, I was never able to really create that clickbaity OP team that they were talking about. They had a 3-star Aurelion Soul and were able to knock me out in 2nd place. My kid ended up joining me on the stream, and I'm trying to come up with a way that we can do that again with a better screen so we can show both of ours. But the real point of this video is that at about the 4-hour mark, it was time for the stream to wrap up, and we announced that there was going to be one final game. And I went into it really wanting to create that OP team, but everyone took the champs I wanted to grab, so I ended up just grabbing a Janna and figuring maybe I can build some civilian mascot thing around it, or spell slingers, something that will work into Janna's abilities. With the first augment, I grabbed Jeweled Lotus because, again, I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go spell slingers or something along that line to work with Janna, but I'm not getting any champions that will help. And remember, this is norms, so I can't just hyper roll down to get exactly what I want. I need to work with econ here. And as I kept not finding things that were going to play into any concept of anything I wanted to do, I had an idea. I'm so half tempted to just take Janna out. The idea was to give up on the entire dream build concept. Just go with the Animaniacs build that I have been building since pretty much day one that this set released, and see how that will do against the super builds. Goodbye, Janna. It's like, wait, but that's what the whole mode is based on. What are you doing? From that point forward, I settled on just going with my Animaniacs build, and Gary jumped on board and said, here, you know what, we'll give you a Jinx augment to see if we can make this happen for you. So I plan at this point, I'm just going to slow roll and make the Animaniacs build. Not long after making this seeming ridiculous decision, while other teams had their 5-cost champions, our entire fortunes started changing, and we went from a lose streak to winning. So high rolling team after high rolling team is now running into our ragtag group of little adventurers who are just playing it the old-fashioned way and somehow winning. You've got your Urgot loaded up with items. Well, that's great. I've got Jinx with a static shiv and a Spear of Sojin. And then for cleanup, I managed to pull a Misfortune off the carousel with a chain vest of all things. The whole thing started to become really funny to me as all of these teams with these 5-cost champions were running into our team and just not able to get through. We were not impervious, but we were suddenly doing really well. And we have to thank Gary because he gave us a critical piece that we needed, which was the Anima Squad crest. Now, I had been holding a Vayne on the bench just in case this happened because the golden bun had very often given Tome of Traits, so I was hopeful that I could get an additional Anima Squad and potentially go up to 7, which was actually buffed in the last patch. And I think no one was more surprised than me as we went from the bottom of the health charts after losing the first several matches straight to being on fire and creeping up towards the top. Now, this is not to say that the mode wasn't helpful in bringing a lot of things together. The golden bun was giving us orbs with lots of really important items. As you can see, we needed more misfortunes, and we were able to use a loaded die that it gave us. They also give you these things that are lesser champion duplicators. It's the ones you see on the bench on the left. They can only be used on tier 3 or lower champions. So when I had the chance, I was able to take my Riven up to a gold 3-star, which wouldn't have usually been possible in these types of circumstances. And at 9, I had the perfect team. 7 Anima Squad, 3 Pranksters, 3 Aegis, 2 Mascots, and an Ace. But this mode is supposed to be creating special types of teams. Notice the 2-star Nunu running around at this point. That shouldn't necessarily exist, but it didn't matter because our little Animaniacs were doing their thing. Facing a 4-ace 3-star Mecha Draven with an Aurelian Soul also as an ace? Nope, doesn't matter. Animaniacs has got you covered. Star Guardian team with a 2-star Syndra, 2-star Urgot, and 2-star Talia ready to wipe your board. Once again, don't worry too much about it because the Animaniacs have got you covered and they help take you into the top 4. And I should actually say top 3 because it was top 3 as everyone but 3 of us was eliminated. And here we are again against that Star Guardian team with the 2-star Syndra, 2-star Urgot, and they're doing everything right. They've got champions on the bench. In fact, it became so entertaining to me at the end of this particular match. We knock out the big Urgot, but Syndra throws a little teeny Urgot back in off the bench, but it's not enough to save them, and this is down to a 1v1. We are against that super mecha 4-ace team with the 3-star Draven, but I'm not too concerned because we wiped them out before. And normally I would love to have a 3-star Draven with 4 aces, and I feel like it should beat just about anything, but somehow we just end up clearing out the board, and it is GG to everyone. Go to myself for the live reaction. Sense. None. I completely abandoned the entire concept of the board. Went with my most standard build that I have been hawking on this channel since this set dropped. It was my first video. I have done it like 5 times. I keep telling people like this, you'll climb with this, you'll climb with this, you'll climb with this. And they give us a mode where you're supposed to make OP teams. I dump the Janna that I start with and just go, you know what? I'm just going pure Animaniacs. And I win. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on trying to do more lives in the future. Hope you can join for them. It was a lot of fun. And as always, hope you have an absolutely awesome day.